Briefly, for the public out there, and for obviously honourable members who do not know what they are talking about, when we created the new Ontario Power Generation and Hydro One, the old Ontario Hydro had a $38.1 billion debt, not created by Mike Harris, as we've heard across the way, mostly created by David Peterson and decisions around Darlington. So it was $38 billion we came to office. We were technically bankrupt, and that's what residual stranded debt means. It means after we set up the new companies, they each took a 60-40 debt equity ratio as is standard in the corporate world. We put them on a business footing, and when all the liabilities were put in and payments in lieu of taxes and a fairly complicated formula, what was left over that the new companies couldn't service on a commercial basis was $7.8 billion, and the figure is undisputable. Page 5 of the Ontario Electricity Financial Corporation Annual Report 2010 clearly says, as of April 1st, 1999, so that's when the companies got broken up and new companies created, the present value of future payments in lieu of taxes in the electricity sector dedicated income was estimated at $13.1 billion. Subtracting the $13.1 billion from stranded debt of $20.9 billion resulted, so after all the revenues were taken into account, the difference resulted in a difference of $7.8 billion known as residual stranded debt, quote unquote, Mr. Speaker, page 5 of your own annual report. We looked at this and we got thinking, you know what? When we brought that in May of 2002, not 1999, the companies were set up. The Act was done in 1998 in my name. New companies were set up in 99, but no consumer in the province of Ontario paid a penny of debt retirement charge until May of 2002. The election was just a few months later in 2003. So to say we had 4 years of not paying debt and we collected $1 billion a year is simply untrue and really not doing a service in terms of providing facts to the people of Ontario. So lo and behold, in this same report, you go a few pages later, and it shows that as of December 2010, the consumers and ratepayers of the province of Ontario have paid $7.8 billion. But on the same page, it also says Dalton McGuinty has requested that the authority increase or keep collecting the tax for up to another 6 years until 2018. You're trying to sneak in a tax, blame the Conservatives. This should have been a good news story, Mr. Speaker, that our generation and our parents' generation paid off $7.8 billion of old hydro debt. Instead, you've made a mess of it. You've thrown about 5 other debts in there. When we were on the road, I went to 31 communities, and my colleagues went to 88 with our debt retirement charge community tours, and people are mad. And when they find out they're paying $84 a year and they're going to pay it for many, many more years when they've already paid the residual stranded debt off, it's a shame. You're trying to get away. You're scamming the people of Ontario, and we're not going to let you away with it. We are not going to let you away with it.
The member, stay on the road, and we're going to member for Simcoe-Grey. Do you notice that I'm standing? The member for Simcoe-Grey. All those opposed, please stand one at a time. Be recognized by the clerk.
Ms. Smith.
Ms. Smith.
Mr. Bradley.
Mr. Bradley.
Mrs. Dombrowski.
Dombrowski.
Mr. Phillips.
Mr. Phillips.
Mr. Duncan.
Mr. Duncan.